What's going on, you guys? So, as you can see in this video, I kind of, overspent. Again, as usual. But, I never thought. Well, yeah, no, I guess I'll say that. I never thought that I would invest the kind of money it takes to go into Intel's high-end desktop platform, also known as X299. Not to be confused with my personal I don't own it, but the high-end desktop platform that I use, X399 from AMD for their Threadripper type CPUs, in which I use the 2920X. No, this is the much more expensive for both the motherboard and CPUs, X299 for Intel. So this motherboard is the Asus TUF X299 motherboard, the Mark 1, back when TUF actually was higher end than it is now, and it came with a bunch of stuff. I've been holding off on opening this, except for the very few things I have taken out of it, just because I couldn't help myself. For example, this. This USB may just look like a USB dongle of any kind, but this one is very special, and we'll talk about it later. So I will put that down. I should probably remove the garbage from my desk, including the water bottle. And I kind of just want to do a classic unboxing and opening up and testing. We're not testing. I don't have an Intel CPU right now because they're expensive. So I'm trying to figure out which one to get and how much it's going to cost. But right now, let's just open this super expensive motherboard, because the reason I got this is because I saw it for a great price, and I found myself in rural New Jersey. I can't say that word, rural. I found myself in deep in New Jersey, the state that I don't live in, at a Stop and Shop to purchase this. So, I'm just going to pull this out of the box here. Wow. This is an ATX motherboard as far as I know. And it is just massive. See, I've never seen a tough motherboard that isn't like a lower end chipset. Like I've seen X570, B450, I think, X470. I haven't seen this high end of TUF, because TUF is supposed to be the cheaper version of Republic of... One sec, the mic fell. TUF is supposed to be the cheaper version of Republic of Gamers. In between Asus Prime and Asus Republic of Gamers comes Asus TUF. I use an Asus Prime X399A Threadripper board. Now this is just on a whole new level of awesome. I have so far never had a board that has like all of these covers on the bottom. See, like it's got like this whole bottom cover. It actually has. This is not X570, and it actually has a chipset fan. I have not had a motherboard, as far as I know, with a chipset fan. Even X399 doesn't have a chipset fan. I'm pretty sure. It has an I/O fan, which this one doesn't have. Speaking of I/O, we've got 4 USB Type 3s, one 3.1, and another 3.1 USB-C. We've got dual LAN, my first dual LAN motherboard, and we've got 4 USB 2s and then this port, which looks like a USB 2 because it is, but it's also special. Back to that USB dongle I was talking about. This USB dongle goes into this USB slot like any other USB would. But this one is special. I have never seen, nor did I know this existed in the motherboard, but with this dongle plugged in and Bluetooth enabled, it allows you to control the computer from your phone. Now, I'm not going to show it on this video. I have an iPhone 6, but there is an app. I will probably show you guys. This is a BIOS flashback. What a surprise, which is awesome. There is an app to control your motherboard from your phone, and that is amazing. That's the point. Let's check out the other specs. So we've got which I got tricked. I thought it was 4 DIMM slots at first, but there's a sticker on these, which we will keep. And we have 8 DDR4 DIMM slots. I believe they go up to like 3766 OC'd memory. Also, the back has like a screwed in, almost like backplate style. Try not to break off any of the heat sinks, which I have been prone to do. It's got like almost like it's a backplate of its own, which I'm guessing comes off to reveal maybe an SSD. No. Thermal pads for some reason. I have no clue. Wow. We've got a button that says memory. DRAM, CPU. Oh, there's lights. It's lights. There are lights on the board. Alright, so let's see. We've got our normal, which is basically standard for high-end desktop platform boards. We've got 2 USB 3s and a USB 3.1 header, which this actually means the Thermaltake Tower 900 is not enough for this to use all the USB ports. Actually, neither is the only, now that I think about it. I need like a Corsair Crystal, the giant Crystal 1000D. I was thinking about buying it, but $300, even though it's $500 normally, $300 is just too much for a case. Even the Tower 900 was less than $200, including tax. So we've got 3, 2 of them being X16 slots, and one of them being an X8 slot or whatever. We've got some 4X slots and what looks to be no slot under that. We've got our normal. Actually, I think this is the M.2. Let's unscrew it. I know this is kind of like a weird video. Let's put this down. Let's look at the other accessories first. So let's put this back in its little box case thing here. Now this should be a working board from the point of this video. But I would love to test it, but I didn't think it through. So it looks like we've got some sticker looking things. What a surprise. We've got our back plate, which is looking ever beautiful. User guide. Buying stuff. Accessory guide. Certificate of reliability. Why, thank you. TUF Series motherboard 5-year warranty. Ooh. X299 disc, because people with X299 sure as heck have a disc drive. We've got 2 SATA cables, 4 SATA cables, some stuff like mounting hardware, a standoff for an SSD, and these are my favorite. These I don't know if you can even see it. This camera's kind of bad. This is the you plug this in the board. This is the front I/O, the front panel connectors actually. Front panel connectors for like, power switch, hard drive LED. You can plug them into this and then this into the board. These are my favorite. It came with my X299 or X399 board. Asus always has the best accessories. And then of course there was some other stuff, just like, oh yeah, there's this little bag which has a anti-static bag, a mounting plate for the vertical M.2. Oh. I said like Asus TUF was their like cut down brand. Back when X299, well, X299 still is a thing. But back when it was really a thing. TUF meant something more. It comes with a VGA, I'm calling it a VGA. It's a graphics card holder that actually looks very nice. And I would get behind this being included with every motherboard I ever buy. Now, this is also another added bonus. Asus always likes to add something that they just know you're not going to use. So, in typical Asus fashion, they added okay, maybe you might use this for some odd reason because your Linus Tech Tips. A perfectly spaced SLI bridge. It came with. I have so many of these because they come with every Asus board that I buy. And then, of course, Asus is like, you know what? You don't need this. Despite the fact, Threadripper has, I think, 5 or 4 X16 slots. PCIe. So I don't know why it didn't come with one of these, but this one did. Considering X399 has more. It is 64 PCIe lanes on the Threadripper's platform. At least the second gen, as far as I know. If I could open this, that would mean the world to me right now. I don't know why I'm opening this. I will never use it. Just because they think you can and might. This is a perfectly spaced, for their board situation. A 3 by SLI bridge. A triple SLI just because. And it does support Tri-Fire, aka 3 Vega 64s. I only have 2. I don't know why anyone would need 3 NVIDIA graphics cards in this generation. What's weird is actually the first SLI bridge is spaced for the lower slots, not the upper ones. Actually, hold on. How is this spaced? Yeah, no, that's about right. And this one is for the... Yeah, clearly the... Oh, what the heck? Oh, no, the top two have a much bigger space. That's more like it. Okay, never mind. I lied. So that's all the accessories, including this dongle thing is hilarious. You wouldn't see this on a modern TUF board, as far as I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have not seen it. Now let's get to the meat of this. The motherboard itself. So, what we've got on here is a whole lot of fan headers, this like key and a button. So we've got buttons, RGB. This is unlike as far as I know with modern TUF boards, they aren't RGB. They're like just they're just one color, orange. This one has RGB. Let's get this heatsink off because I want to see if this is like a full M.2 heatsink. In which case I will have to buy new drives. I need more drives anyway. My newest drive is that Yeston drive. Now, let's get... This board is so beautiful. That's why... Yeah. Look at that M.2 slot. Just perfectly in there. Thermal pad on it and everything. Truly, Asus... there's few companies which I will just straight up endorse. Because, no one's paying me, so I might as well try to play for all sides. But I have to tell you guys, as a person who often recommends builds and stuff, Asus always has my back in terms of making a product that I can rely on to have what I need and what I don't need. Like, if you need it, it'll probably come with an Asus board. And if you really don't need it, it'll probably come with an Asus board. Now, the one thing I love about this board, as opposed to the Threadripper board, is instead of having any 1x slots, it has two 4x PCIe slots, which allows me to add one of these network cards, like the X399 board, the X399 Prime A, for Threadripper does have an X4, but it's right under where you'd put the graphics card, in the top slot, which is kind of useless. But this one has two. You can still put an X1 card in there, but like, who's using X1 cards in these day and age? My Elgato, actually. Look, I just add one of these. I love adding. These are so useless because all my boards have gigabit LAN. And this one has two slots, so it's extra useless. But these, it just gives me 4 gigabit ports. And I like to have extra ports just because I can. So what else do we have? We have decent I/O. Really, actually, not that decent. It's okay I/O. 2 header. Oh, I guess you can. There's like an expansion board, an onboard power button. You don't see that everywhere. Some proprietary stuff. RGB. This has the stupid 12 volt though, not the 5 volt RGB, as far as I know. Front panel. There's like hidden. I love the way this board is like covered on the bottom though. That is amazing to me. We've got a 4 and an 8 pin connector, 3 fan headers, and the CPU fan header up top. Awesome to Asus for including all these. We've got, let's see, just count the amount of fan headers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that one's hidden, 8. I count 8, and I'm gonna just assume there's like 9. Because I count 8. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10. Wait, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 fan headers on this board, including the CPU one. That is insane. like I said, and of course we've got our LGA 2066 socket, which we're not going to take the cover off because I'm not a psycho. LGA 2066, beautiful socket. Just a simply beautiful socket, though does not compare to the something 4,000 or 5,000 pins that Threadripper has. You can't tell I'm a Threadripper fanboy, mostly because the name is awesome, Threadripper. But that's the point. If anyone has any recommendations that isn't, I don't want KB Lake X. That's my only rule. Is I'm not looking for KB Lake X, aka the 7740X and the 7720 or something like that, 7520. I don't want an i5 of an extreme desktop platform. It doesn't have enough memory channels. Because I want to compare the offerings of AMD's Threadripper to Intel's X299. Because I feel it's only fair. Now, if you want to see proper justice given to X299, Linus Tech Tips uploads probably a video every week about the 7980XE. We're not gonna have an 18-core Intel. I have my eyes set on the 8-core 7820X right now as my hopeful. It is looking like it's gonna cost around $500. But that's my hope. I do want to get a high-end Intel platform. I've never had a high-end. 7700K is my highest Intel platform, so I'm hoping to get into the high-end Intel platform. So, I'm not biased, don't worry. But that's the point. Hope you guys kind of enjoyed my impromptu. It's super hot in here, so I'm sweating and I'm very tired. Kind of just opening and reviewing this thing. Like I said, I got a great price on it, so I'm like, sure, I'll get into the Intel high-end desktop platform. Why not? I'm in pain. Alright, that's the point. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. Please feel free to subscribe. Click on the next video. I don't know where they are appearing on the screen, but that's the point. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.